Hey everybody, this is a video response to BluRayAnonymous. He's hit 25 subscribers, so congrats to you, buddy. And he's holding a little contest. Now, the contest is a little different. Basically the rules, you have to be a subscriber to his channel, and he's called it the best of the worst style contest, and in it he's basically put down, he's got 3 groups, and in each group there are 3 movies, and what you're supposed to do is make a video of you watching these movies and commenting on them, etc., etc., etc. And some of them are quite different. At first when it came up, I was looking at it. Now he also has that you have to be a subscriber to Netflix Instant. Now I don't have Netflix, and so I can't watch obviously these on Netflix. But you know what? I'm gonna bypass that rule because I'm gonna watch them anyways. Now, originally I was thinking about it and I'm going, oh, I got my 31 Days of Horror. I'm gonna watch the group that has the most films I've never seen. And so I was looking through them, and that would be group number 3, which consists of movies Zombie Lake, The Devil's Carnival, and Slugs. Now I own Slugs. I know of Zombie Lake, but as far as I know, I have not ever watched the film. And The Devil's Carnival, I think I've come across it a couple of times, but I've never actually seen the film. So I was looking at that, figuring, hey, that's the one I'm going to do. Then I started looking into how much it would cost to buy the movies I don't have yet, so that I could watch them. And it turned out to be, you know what, even if I won the contest, I probably wouldn't be breaking even once you add in all the shipping costs and such. So I thought, well, let's take a look at another group. In group 2, it consists of Uninhabited, Pontypool, and The Stuff. Now, I own The Stuff. I've seen Pontypool in theaters, but I don't own it. And I've never heard of Uninhabited, at least not the one I think he's referring to. So, I could do that one, but I'd have to, again, track down 2 movies and get them in. And money. Always comes down to money, right? So, going to group number 1, and that's what I'm going to be picking. But first, I gotta get some snacks and such, so we're off. Whoa, I just banging stuff here. So, yeah, gotta get some snacks and stuff, so let's hit the store and munch up. Okay, on our way to the store here, let's go over the movies that I have to watch. I own 2 of them. First one being Surf Nazis Must Die. It's a trauma film, and it's very, 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 very schlocky, low budget, good fun. It's a fun movie. I love the trauma movies. They're a certain taste, if you will. The second film is a film called I Sell the Dead. Little known, independent, low budget film that came out a couple years ago. And the cast of the film is actually pretty decent. It's got Larry Fessenden in it. It's got the tall man from Phantasm Films, and even a Hobbit. So it's not a great picture, but it's worth watching. The last film is a film I had never heard of, and that's The Reeds. I believe it's a British film. Now, I tried tracking it down, and as far as I can tell, it's not available on Blu-ray and DVD. So, sleuthing skills engaged. I went to see if it was available online anywhere. Like I said, I don't have Netflix, so if it's streaming on there, I'm out of luck. But there were a few sites online that were streaming the movie. Probably illegally. But seeing as how it's not available, I've procured myself a copy of the movie that I believe BluRayAnonymous is wanting me to watch. So, we're almost to the store here, and gonna grab some goodies so we can get our movie on. Alright, got drink, food, and of course, movie. Now, I've had Surf Nazis Must Die for a long time, and I've watched it quite a few times, so it's not a new movie to me. Well, it's called Surf Nazis Must Die. I mean, come on, the title alone should be like selling you on this movie. It's so campy, it's so schlocky, so over the top, it's just like crazy. Now, I will admit, this is the first time I will be watching this DVD since I got a Blu-ray player. So, I think they may have released this on Blu-ray by now, but this will be the first time I'm checking out this movie up-converted. So, the quality should be a little improved? I don't know. We'll find out. Does Troma improve? Not even recognizing the DVD being in there. Okay. For some reason, my Blu-ray player, my PS3, does not want to play this DVD. Maybe that's why I've never watched it. Alright, I don't have another Blu-ray player connected to this television, so I'm going to have to play it on standard DVD format. No up-converting for me here. Just going with what we have. Eventually I'll have to attach my other DVD player, and actually, I don't know. I use it for review, so I don't really want to up-convert my DVDs. But anyways, 1 second, we'll try this all again. Okay, so this stupid DVD doesn't want to play in anything I own. Not a single DVD player, Blu-ray player, not even my computer seems to want to read this damn disc anymore. My Surf Nazis have died. I'm all sad. So I'm resorting to backup plan Alpha, Beta, Zeta, Zulu, whatever. Shuffle my shoes, pick up sticks and all that kind of stuff. Because Troma has a YouTube channel. So, Surf Nazis Must Die. It's not the most desired way of watching the movie, but it's all I got. So it's what I'm doing. I gotta get some food. Alright. The surf Nazis have come and gone. And, let me just turn this off so you can hear me better. Yeah, it's been a long time since I watched that movie. Man. Let's give you a... Do you want a synopsis to the film? Do you need... You know what Surf Nazis is, right? Right? No? No? Oh, excuse me. I'm full of Doritos. Essentially, Surf Nazis Must Die. It takes place in the world of Tromaville, the city of Tromaville, which is a neat thing about Troma videos is they're self-made films take place in this made-up city called Tromaville, and everything, you know, revolves around that. The Surf Nazis in the title refer to a group of gangs, or a gang group. There are a bunch of surf gangs who are terrorizing the beaches, and the Surf Nazis have essentially managed to become the top gang and are, you know, controlling the other gangs, the samurai surfers and such. And when one of the, I guess a bunch of them, there's a few of them try and steal. I think it's they have a just like any Nazi thing. They have the youth group, right? So they're trying to recruit them young, and they're using those kids for petty crimes. And when one of them tries to steal the purse of a old lady on the beach, he's stopped by a big, strapping, well-fit jogger of African American origins, and the Nazis don't take too kindly to that, and they end up in a confrontation, and they kill him. Well, said jogger had one big bad mama, and she didn't take too kindly to this happening. So the first half of the film is setting up the Nazis and the surf gangs and what's going on, and essentially the second half, say around the middle mark, the killing happens, and the rest of the film is this, I wouldn't necessarily call her old, but she was put into a like a senior's home, so I guess she must be. And so she goes on a rampage. She's out for revenge, and so she's buying a gun and chasing down all these Nazis essentially, yeah, so it's her versus the Nazis, and it's good fun. This is it's funny because the story itself, the concept behind the story isn't that bad. It's actually pretty cool, and it works well with the Tromaville setting. The production values sometimes are really good, sometimes are really bad. They range, making sure that the film is going to range. Sometimes you're, it's really good, and other times you're just like, oh, that's, obviously it cut some corners there. And, well, the dialogue, well, it's about surf Nazis, so don't expect amazing dialogue in this film. But that's not the point. Troma films are about having fun. They're over-the-top camp of a variety I don't think anybody else could ever hope to achieve. And Surf Nazis Must Die is one of those films. So let's move on to film number 2 and get that one going. Time to change up the snack. Get some popcorn going. Alright, where's that movie? Where's that? Oh, there it is. I Saw the Dead. Alright, changing things up. Going with some popcorn for I Saw the Dead. There we go. Originally saw this at the 2008 edition of the Toronto After Dark Film Festival. It was the closing night gala film, actually. The film stars Dominic Monaghan, Larry Fessenden, Angus Scrimm, and Mr. Ron Perlman. It won Best Cinematography at Slamdance, and I believe Toronto After Dark ended up giving it the Best Independent Film that year. And yeah, it played some other festivals and stuff. It's from Glass Eye Pix, which I think is Larry Fessenden's company. I could be wrong, but they've done some other, or he's done a bunch of films, but yeah, let's get this sucker started, and then I'll come back after it's over and give you a little bit more information. Okay, I Saw the Dead. Viewing complete. Yeah, maybe I should turn it down. Let's turn this off. You know, YouTube might get on my case about the music or something, right? Anyways, so I Saw the Dead. It's let's give you a little synopsis about the film if you don't know what it is. Essentially, it's about two grave robbers. One played by Larry Fessenden, the other one played by Mr. Dominic Monaghan, and it's got their, you almost call it an origin story. It's got some background into how they get into the whole grave robbing, or at least with Dominic Monaghan's character. It doesn't really get into Fessenden's character, who is already an established grave robber by the time this movie is picking up. And it's almost like an anthology film, as it's multiple little stories that get told about their adventures. The film looks amazing, and I can understand why it won a Best Cinematography award at a film festival. The use of lighting and shadows and such in this film is quite good, especially for a low-budget independent film. The film itself, I found it a little, well, it's a little on the slow side. I would have liked it to have been a little bit more entertaining, but one thing I did notice, and I still stand by it all after, was it 5 years later? Or, shit, no, 7 years later. I don't know, I can't count. But I've always felt that the film, because it's all these little mini stories, would have been great if it had been done as sort of like an ongoing series, maybe even like a television show, where each of these little adventures would have been an episode. So, you know, you get a few of the regular grave robbing episodes setting up the characters to start off the season. You get you know, meeting up with zombies episode, witch doctors episode, vampires episode, mad scientists, evil doctors, rival grave robbing clans and gangs, and so on and so on and so forth. I won't really go any further naming because a lot of it actually is in the movie, but doing full on television episodes of these little adventures would have been so cool. You know, it sort of would have had maybe a little bit of a feel of Deadwood in a way, with that dirty. Now it's not a country setting; it's more of a old English setting. So maybe I should liken it more to a Tim Burton thing. Maybe like Sleepy Hollow. That's maybe, yeah, Sleepy Hollow. So, you know, that kind of a look to the show would have been great. And you know what? If they were able to get Dominic and Larry and Angus and Ron and, you know, and who knows who else to play all these, you know, parts, and they wouldn't necessarily all have to be recurring roles. There could be, you know, some that have single episodes where they show up, and others that have, you know, a small story arc that's maybe 1 to 3 episodes, and then there could be others that, you know, episode throughout the season, and perhaps multiple seasons down the road, they would have worked. But nope, they made a movie, so don't expect an I Sell the Dead television series. And if there is, yeah, credit here, credit. I mean, I wrote about this years ago, so somebody's, you know, launches that. I want some, you know, something, you know. Anybody? No? Anyways, time to move on to movie number 3, and I've got to set it up. I've got to refresh my drink, and I don't think I'm gonna get any more snacks for this one. I didn't eat all the Doritos. I could continue with the Doritos, but I'm rather full after all that popcorn, because I did finish the popcorn. It's empty. Moving on. Alright, drink refresh has happened. Caffeine. Alright, so next movie up is The Reeds, a film I've not seen. As far as I know, it's from 2010. I believe it's English, about some people going on a boat trip or something. So I don't have a copy of that. I don't have Netflix, so I've had to track it down. I'm streaming it to my television now, and yeah, hopefully this is the film you're wanting me to watch. So here, let's take a look. Is this it? Boat, reeds, I don't know. Okay, the Reeds. Yeah. Probably my least favorite of the three. Thanks for making me watch that one. Okay, plot synopsis of the Reeds. So there's this group of, I don't know, mid to late 20-somethings, maybe early 30-somethings. Hard to say. And they go out to the countryside, this is Britain, to rent a boat for the weekend. And they have to take this boat through, essentially all the waterways here are all, picture like, I don't know, like the Mississippi or something like that, you know, like, but instead of lush, almost jungle vegetation and such, it's literally just reeds. So the water isn't necessarily always very deep, and it's not very wide, so it's tricky to navigate. And yeah, so they kind of get lost, which is odd, I guess. I don't know. Never having been in that type of a waterway, I wouldn't know. But normally you can see where you want to go, and you know, if you get to a dead end, you just put her in reverse and go the other way and come back out, you know, the way you came, and then go off. But yeah, they seem to have a hard time of making their way through. So essentially they get stranded, and night falls, and some weird stuff is going down, and it turns out it's a ghost story. And there's a mystery to be solved, essentially, which is told through some weird flashback sequences, current happening ghost haunting sequences, which are infecting, for lack of a better term, yeah, I don't know. Infecting's not the word. They are visually possessing these boaters, so that they start to see things. They start to have visions. Some of the visions, there's a big thing that there seems to be this time thing that they're trying to put into the film, which isn't really well explained and just makes things a little bizarre. Yeah, I really wish they would have had a better explain this whole time haunting thing that apparently is going on. But yeah, so eventually you get the mystery solved. It isn't the scariest of movies. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really dig it. It wasn't terrible. Seen worse. But it's the problem when as a filmmaker that you try and keep things ambiguous. Sometimes it's a little too ambiguous, and some of the logic starts to get lost. And I think that might be the case with the Reeds. I'd have to watch it again to make sure, but Yeah, I mean, there's some cool things going on, but I don't know. Yeah, I don't. Yeah. Unfortunately, the Reeds is going to require another viewing at some point, simply for me to be able to go back and see how things worked together or didn't work, and see if yeah, if they had errors going on. Maybe that's why it seems a bit like the logic is lost, but maybe maybe it could have been perfect and I just sort of missed it. I don't know. Anything's possible, but yeah. That's my marathon done. It is now past 2 o'clock in the morning, and I did this all for you, Mr. BluRayAnonymous, and congratulations on hitting the 250 sub mark. Links in the doobly-doo for anybody who wants to check out his channel. And I'm going to continue on with my 31 Days of Horror, even though I've surpassed 31 horror films. Hey, why not, right? Let's keep going, see how many I can get in there. So, take care, and I will see you in the next video.